Attack on Titan has to be one of the best anime that I've ever seen. It has some of the best storyline and characters that I have ever seen in any anime. Nearly each and every character was written just so well and went into depth. Even more side characters like Hitch that don't get very much screen time are shown love in the story and shown to be much more than just a side character. And now that anime onlys know about every single character that AOT has to offer, I can now talk about my specific hatred towards one very specific character. But before we get into that, I would like to play a little game. An idea that, in fact, was absolutely stolen from the New World Review. A link to his channel in the description. Eren here just started the rumbling to save all of his friends from imminent threat and doom from other countries. But there is just one problem. Eren fell and scraped his bone knee and cannot keep walking until he's patched up. He must choose which band-aid will be applied to Eren's boo-boo so that he can continue the rumbling to save all of his friends. If you choose wrong, Eren will be forced to stop the rumbling and go home and wash his boo-boo off, causing all the Eldians to be killed by threatening countries. And you will be forced to like and subscribe for more content like this in your feed. Choose now, and I'll reveal the answer in 3, 2, 1. And it was the Hello Kitty Band-Aid that was the correct answer. Again, if you chose wrong, you must comment down below that incorrect answer you forced upon us, as well as taking the worst punishment imaginable, and liking and subscribing. Thank you, and now, back to the video. There are a lot of hated characters in Attack on Titan. Characters like Floch, Yelena, Gabi, and even Eren by many people. People hate these characters for what they've done in Attack on Titan and the actions that they've decided to take. But really, the characters themselves are all written really well. Eren being probably one of the best written characters in all of anime. The actions that they take in the show being questionable and something I dislike is not really something I take into consideration for characters that I dislike. I can hate what Eren has chosen to do, but God, is his character just written so well. So for the Attack on Titan character that I hate most, it's a character that is written not so well. A character that really just contributed very little to the story, and someone that really was just sort of a hindrance and felt a little slotted in for maybe just a little more dynamic to the story. It's a character that felt like there should have been so much more. A character that could have been such an exceptional one in the story, but kind of felt forgotten for most of the series. A character that will make everyone watching right now go straight down to the comments and just start screaming at me of why I'm wrong, which I never am. The worst character in Attack on Titan, and not just my opinion, but the objective truth, is going to be revealed in just a little bit, since I first want to talk about a character that I hate but is written well. That character being Floch. Floch is a character that we really barely saw at all until the Jaegerist defection. He has been with us for a very short amount of time, in highlight at least. But even with this short amount of time, his character has developed and grown exponentially more than the other characters that I'll introduce later. Floch at first was an absolute coward, someone that would run away from the fight and not be willing to attempt to make any change in his surroundings. This changed with Erwin's speech before the suicide charge against the Beast Titan. He was motivated and was willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of the future of the Eldians. And after being one of the survivors of this charge, he has made the realization of that sacrifice. He was found that nothing is able to change for the Eldians here without absolute and true sacrifice. This has begun to steal his resolve for that message that Erwin has planted within Floch from his speech. And since Erwin died after the charge and they chose to revive Armin rather than Erwin, Floch has sort of lost a leader in this character. This leader role being quickly replaced by the likes of Eren's plan. Floch is the #1 Eren fanboy. He follows every word and command that Eren has to offer and is taking the lead of all the Jaegerists when Eren cannot. He leads with an iron fist and is willing to do absolutely anything for the cause that he believes in, even killing some of his previous close friends. He no longer sees any other solution to the survival of the Eldians other than Eren's plan. He has fully embraced his understanding that without sacrificing everything, then true change cannot happen. He is willing to sacrifice everything he has ever had for the cause that he believes, and the change that he wants to see. This is a far difference from what his character once was, a character that before would have run away and probably died off screen somewhere as a nobody character. Instead, Floch became such a well-written character. I hate Floch. I do. I hate how snobby he is to the other characters. I hate his decisions and the things he does with his twisted sense of justice. I hate his stupid little smile as he does the things that he does. But I know how great of a character he is. Floch is a pretty good proof of the case of a character who can be hated for his actions and his personality, but still be an exceptional character. I just spent the last couple minutes explaining in honestly pretty light detail really about his character development. I would go way more into depth with him, but this video isn't about him. It's about the worst character in Attack on Titan, and that character is hands down Mikasa. Wait, stop. No, get back here. Let me explain myself before you start yelling at me in the comments. I deserve a fair trial before execution. Alright, how do I really say this without being completely blacklisted off of Anituber YouTube? We'll start with this. Mikasa is pretty overall a bland character. She is in the entire series for every single season and every single moment of the series. She's a part of the main three groups being Armin, Eren, and Mikasa. She has been there for every single major event and every single major decision that was made. She has seen Eren's development of being this young child with ambitions to this monster that is willing to kill everybody for the sake of the people he loves. And yet, I feel as if you could entirely replace her character with Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, and it would pretty much have the exact same effect. She's a character that is quite literally just meant to be the powerful silent type that follows Eren's every lead every step of the way. The only part of her character that had any sort of depth at all was the attachment to Eren and the learning to let go of that attachment. After essentially falling in love with Eren when he had saved her life from the kidnappers when they were kids, she decided to be the loyal and unwavering protector of Eren at any cost. She was willing to fight and kill everybody that would oppose him, even all of Eldia if she had to. This was her entire character for 4 whole seasons, with very little to no wavering in this trait that she had. It was only until the very last season when she found out about the rumbling where there was any sort of wavering to her loyalty to Eren. The rumbling and its horrific consequences had made Mikasa start her detachment from Eren and become herself as her own character in a way. That is way too long for her character development to start. I do have to give some credit to Mikasa's character though. She isn't just solely an Eren simp that follows his every command. She does actually have some dynamic with other characters in Attack on Titan, more being Sasha. Sasha and Mikasa had this sort of quiet friendship in AOT. It's not one that was extremely obvious or is one that was shoved in your face all the time. It was a lot of small things that Mikasa did for Sasha and vice versa that had developed their friendship throughout AOT. As well as after Sasha's death, Mikasa obviously grieved for her. She does at least have some personality under that absolutely breadcrumb character. You wanna know something else actually? Sitting here writing this and doing my research, I came to another conclusion about Mikasa. She doesn't even need to speak a single word for her development to have happened. And that is not a good thing. Her only character development, that detachment from Eren, is already symbolized in something else. That being her scarf. Mikasa's scarf was a gift from Eren after the whole stab situation, which is what started Mikasa's attachment and being reliant on Eren. This scarf throughout the series symbolized her undying loyalty to Eren and how she kept it with her at all times throughout. But when Eren started going a little wacky with his plans, that is when the scarf started to be left behind, and ultimately was left behind, symbolizing her final detachment from Eren. Mikasa didn't need to speak an entire word throughout the entire series for us to figure this out and know the meaning behind it. Her only character development being symbolized in one moment. I really have no idea why they would have done this. There are so many extremely well written characters like Annie and Historia in AOT. Isayama can and has written plenty of absolutely amazing characters in this series. So why did he create such a bland and boring character being a part of one of the 3 main characters? I might have an idea as to why. I think Mikasa was a character that was kind of thrown in to be the badass of the main 3. Isayama needed Eren to be the main character, of course. He could have gone the regular route and just made him overpowered and had a traditional shonen, but I know that wasn't what Isayama was striving for. He had already had the smart character being Armin and had the future laid out of him becoming the commanding leader that he was going to become. So when there was a slot missing for being an extremely powerful character, Mikasa just sort of slotted that spot. It really feels like Isayama just sort of forgot about her character until the last season. Forgot that she hadn't really been developed at all and kinda hit the oh shit button and started the development of the detachment from Eren. Otherwise, she was just sort of someone to pan the camera to whenever there was a Titan killing scenes, so they could show off their animation and how cool and badass Mikasa looks. It really just makes her character one note, and just one that really feels out of place in an anime that's chock full of absolutely amazing characters with extremely well created developments. That's obviously just purely speculation from me. I have no evidence to back that claim, but it's just how her character feels. Rushed and incomplete. But that's just my thoughts. Despite me being the absolute authority when it comes to anime, I would like to hear your opinions for once. I want to know how you all feel about Mikasa as a character. When researching, I really found there was a lot of back and forth when it came to Mikasa. A lot saying the same sort of idea that she's just an Eren protector and not really anything else. Others saying that she's misinterpreted and has little moments here and there to define her character and the way she acts and justifies those actions. It really is a super interesting debate. I also want to hear if you have an even worse character from AOT in mind. I want to know who they are and why you think that. And remember, it shouldn't just be a character that you hate. Just like I said with my whole Flock rant before, you can hate a character with the bottom of your heart, but it still very well could be a well-written character and developed character in the story. Even more, I want to know your least favorite characters in all of anime. Just go ahead down to the comments below and let me know. I'll be down there too, talking around and discussing. Also, very quickly, if you liked the video, hit that like button down below. It really lets me know what kind of content that you all like, and I can do my best to try out new things to find my groove. Also, only about 2% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could, go down to that little button down below and hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.